few seconds. I think we're about ready to go. There we go. So, Joe, I'm going to hand it to you to officially kick it off. I just want to run the get the technical stuff squared away here, if you don't mind. Joe, I'm really excited for the training, but we'll get it officially kicked off here, and then I want to fix a couple things behind the scenes here.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, no problem. You keep working on that. So we can officially begin. Fatos, I'll let you give your intro, but I want to mention that you're with Maximase, and we originally met for the first time at Helium 10 Sell and Scale in Las Vegas. And we immediately clicked, and we were chatting about all cool things Amazon. And as I mentioned before, you're a serious seller. You know what it takes to grow your sales through SEO, main images, product videos, A+ content, lifestyle images, and your global view of being able to sell in the US and then go globally, because that's what Amazon sellers want to do, right? It's like, we want our listings to start in the US and then eventually take them global. So you have to get it right from the beginning. And that's what we teach at AMZ Insiders, is getting everything right and following the proper methods so that you can grow and scale your business to either, as big as you want, or like I did and I exited. So warm welcome. We're so thrilled to have you here tonight. Thank you for staying up super late for us. And I'll hand it over to you to give an introduction.
Okay, well, thank you for having me. Hopefully I'll have some interesting content and enjoyable as well. Hopefully it's going to be fun. So as you said, Joey, I started off as an Amazon seller, and I'm still a seller in the US market mainly. And then I got into the content side. As with everything, things evolve. There's a lot of a sort of organic element to it. I just found myself in a situation where people were saying, wow, your listings are so great. How do you manage these conversions? And I ended up starting to work with other sellers to help them with their content. And I thought, well, actually, I'd like to do this full time. So that's how it all started off. And I absolutely love it. I love working with so many different products. So products that are not my own, they're different niches, all sorts of products, learning about them, and just seeing how we can help sellers do really well on Amazon. Because the truth is, it's tough. Every seller knows that it's really tough, and it's becoming more and more competitive. So it's not just about launching, it's about staying there and not falling behind and not being overtaken by the competition. So you've always got to be one step ahead. And I got into the content side because I love being creative. I love working with things that are visual. My background is totally not creative. I'm an economist. And yeah, I can see things in my head, but I can't draw pinmen to save my life. I can tell other people how to draw them for me. And so that's basically the background to the whole thing. So we are a boutique agency. So we focus on creating high quality content for Amazon listings. So everything from SEO, your perfectly optimized titles, bullet points, all your images, lifestyle images, hero images, videos, A+ content, infographics, the whole lot. So some of our clients, we build the listings just basically from the ground up. But some of our clients are existing sellers. They've got listings that maybe need a refresh or an upgrade. So we can work with them to do that. And yeah, love seeing the results.
That's awesome. I love it. Thanks for the awesome background. I didn't know that you were not on the creative side. That's even cooler, because it proves that anyone can sell on Amazon, right? We can all kill it. All right. Well, I'm so excited to hear all the A+ content and digging into kind of how you creatively optimize your listing, because most of the time you think of it as just SEO, and you're going to show us kind of how we combine it all together.
Yeah.
So if you're ready, Jamie, Or can you share your screen, Fatos?
Yeah. Okay.
If you look down at the bottom. Okay, perfect.
Yeah, you should be seeing my screen now.
Awesome. Yes, looks good.
Right, I'm going to just shrink this chat for now. So so we can get into this if everybody's ready. Yeah.
Yes, we are
Okay.
all ready. Let's do it.
Okay, so before I jump into A+ content, I just want to take one step back a little bit. And this is one of the things that I harp on about a lot, is that as Amazon sellers, the main thing that we have to remember is that we are sellers. It's not about the people who are there shopping, being the buyers. It's the fact that we're sellers and we have to sell our product to them. And my background before I got into Amazon was off Amazon. Part of that was retail, and I had retail stores. So when I first started creating Amazon listings, I just stopped to think for a moment, and I thought, if this was one of my physical stores, how would I sell this product? And I think if you can take that step back and imagine that you're selling a physical product in a physical store, it all starts to make sense and it all becomes a lot easier. So that's the background to it. So let's get into A+ content. So what is Amazon A+ content? So, oops, here we go. So A+ content is found at the bottom of your listing. So as you scroll to the bottom of an Amazon listing, it's the space which would otherwise be occupied by the product description. It was previously known as enhanced brand content. It's now called A+ content. And this space it's where you can have visually rich content which allows sellers to sell their products more effectively. So you can have lots of graphics, lots of images, lots of visuals, just to help engage the buyer further, give them more information, more benefits of the product, more features, just that extra stuff that maybe you couldn't fit in further up in your listing, but just giving them extra information about your brand, about your product, and just giving you that opportunity to engage with them even more. So that, in a nutshell, is what A+ content is. And why do we want to use A+ content? Well, Amazon says that having A+ content on your listing will increase your conversions. You know, some of the statistics are saying increase your conversions between 3 and 10%. There is something new, relatively new, which is called premium A+ content, and we'll get into that a little bit later on. Amazon is saying that having premium A+ content can increase your sales by 20%. So it's all about conversions, and that's you know, one big reason why we should be using A+ content. Another thing about A+ content is that it's completely free. You don't have to pay for it. So not many things come for free, especially not with Amazon. So it doesn't cost you anything to use A+ content. So you should absolutely use it and make the most of it. It's just extra real estate that's there for you to use. So we're talking about conversions. You know, A+ content will help you convert more. So what are conversions and why are they so important? So conversions are basically a measure of how many people who arrive on your listing actually end up buying your product. So it's just the percentage of the people who arrive on your listing, who click on your listing, who actually end up buying. Why are conversions important? Conversions are key. Without conversions, you don't have an Amazon business. And people who can crack the conversions part of the equation are the ones who really are the ones who can succeed. So conversions are important because there are two very important reasons. They're for your ranking and your visibility. So Amazon is all about making money, about selling product. So what happens is on Amazon, when your product gets shown, if people click on it and they're just bouncing off your listing without buying, the algorithm will pick that up. So Amazon can see, people are looking at this product, but they're not buying it. So maybe it's not such a great product. So let's not show it so much. So basically, if your product's not converting, you'll find that it's going to be harder and harder and harder to rank. So the more you convert, the more the algorithm thinks, wow, this is a great product. This can sell a lot. And so Amazon can make a lot of money, because the more the product sells, the more you make money, the more Amazon makes money. So in terms of your ranking and your visibility, conversions are absolutely crucial. And the other part of it is, of course, profitability. So most of us spend a lot of money on PPC. We spend money sending traffic to our listings in the hope that they're going to click, then they're going to buy. But if you're sending people to your listing and they're clicking and they're bouncing off, they're not buying, you are going to start losing money, because you want people to click and to buy. So by increasing your conversions, you're making your ad spend work that much harder. And if you imagine, just by increasing your conversions by 1%, how much more you can sell with no extra spend. And it's not something that goes away. It's a permanent increase, because if your conversion rate goes up, it's not like you have to keep spending on advertising to keep that. You're just making more money every time somebody sees your listing. There's a better chance they're going to buy. You're going to make more profit. So conversions are really, really important. And just kind of coming back to it, this is why A+ content is such a great thing to have, because it helps to boost your conversions. So anything that boosts your conversions, we like that on Amazon.
Fatos, just one, I think it's funny because A+ content was what it was originally called way back in the early days, before it actually even came to, for most people probably don't know back. So we sold on the Vendor Central side, which was, basically Amazon bought our product and then sold it. And so you had A+ content existed over there. And then it came over, I'm trying to remember if I have it correct, but then they moved it over to make it available to third-party sellers, kind of 3PL model. I feel like, they named it Enhanced Brand Content, EBC. And so it was funny when you were saying A+ content for myself, I was like, oh, that's the old name for it. And then you started off by saying, actually, it's if they've changed the name back to it. So that is, which I didn't even realize that the name had changed back.
Yeah. Okay. So, should we carry on? Anything else you'd like to add, Jamie?
Just the only thing else to add, just overall for everyone is, there's no doubt. The name of the game is kind of the digital real estate that you have. And I always compare it to, like, if you're selling your house and no one can come visit your house, they can only view it online. And that was the key determination. Then it would be, 1,000% is how well you present your product with your listing, and you only have so much opportunity and space. And so that's why everything that you can do to move the needle, even small amounts, makes massive differences in the profitability, because it's all increased margin. When your conversion rate goes up, that's everything, right? Because the cost of your product, the cost of what you're spending on ads, like all those things are favorably impacted just when your conversion rate goes up. So everything works better. And this is the type of stuff that all can make it happen.
Yeah, it certainly helps. Definitely. Okay, so who has access to A+ content? So everybody who's brand registered has access to A+ content. or just to make it a little bit more complicated, there are different types of A+ content. So who has access to which type? So I'll talk about the different types in a moment, but essentially basic A+ content and brand story, everybody who's brand registered has access to that. So there's now something called premium A+ content, which previously was only available to bigger brands. But since last summer, it's now become available to just ordinary sellers as well. But there are just a few criteria that you have to meet to be able to use premium A+ content. So you need to be brand registered, as always. You need to have your brand story already uploaded on all of your products. And you also have to have minimum 15 A+ projects approved in the last 12 months. So this, I know this caused a lot of confusion at the beginning because it wasn't very clear. A lot of people were wondering whether you have to have 15 ASINs that had A+ content on them. But what it is actually, when you read it, is that you have to have 15 sets of A+ content approved in the last 12 months. And in that case, you are allowed to use premium, and Amazon reviews eligibility on a monthly basis. So, you know, you may find this month you're not eligible, but next month check again. Maybe if something's changed, you might find that you are eligible. So, but anyway, we'll go back and see a little bit more about which type is what, and then we can look at some examples as well. So basic A+ content, it's 5 modules, but you can actually upload 7 modules. So these are various different modules. They can be a mixture of images, text, comparison tables. We'll look at some examples in a moment. Premium, you can upload up to 7 modules. And this has been a game changer in terms of the format, because it's interactive. You know, you can upload a video, you can have hotspots, you can have carousels with sliders. The format is much larger. It is just very, very much upgraded, and we'll see some examples in a moment. And then brand story is basically a space just at the top of the A+ content where you can talk about your brand and you can showcase some of your products. And that's a great way to connect with your customers, because, you know, they may be looking at your listing for one product, but then they'll scroll down, they'll come to this section, and you can tell them about who you are, what your brand is, what your values are, and then you can also show them some of your other products. So it's a great way of building brand loyalty. And then here we are. So now that we're sort of talking about A+ content and the fact that it's a great thing to have, how you best utilize your A+ content and what sort of things you can showcase there. So again, in a moment, we'll look at some examples, but we'll just go through a few points before we do that. So your A+ content is a great space to talk about your product and highlight the USPs, to tell the customers about what your product does, show it in use, and then, you know, show some before and after images or charts, or have some comparison charts. Or if it's a product that has lots of different sizes, it's a great space where you can really explain that so that you're informing the customer as much as possible. Another good thing, another real benefit of A+ content is that it gives you the opportunity to inform your customers. And it's really important that you inform your customer, because a customer who knows what they're getting is less likely to be disappointed because they thought they were getting one thing, they got something else, and then they leave you a bad review. And you don't want bad review. The damage that it does is so enormous. You know, the negative impact of 1 or 2 bad reviews to actually to sort of regain that lost ground takes so much effort. So anything you can do to avoid getting a bad review is really, really worth doing. So in that sense, again, A+ content is fantastic. It's a great tool to really help you avoid that. So let's just have a look. I just wanted to show you some of the different modules that you can use in standard A+ content. Amazon has sort of pre-formatted modules that are very easy to use. So I think if you're a new seller and you're just starting out, maybe you don't have so many images, or you don't have the capability to do so much graphic design, etc. These models are really easy to use, and you can just slot in your images, you can write the information, and it's just a great selling tool. So these are examples of some of the modules you could have. You know, these are the dogs of Amazon. So you can talk about the different dogs, for example, or a standard comparison chart. You can talk about the different breeds and, you know, their temperament and what sort of things they like, etc. So we're talking about the images on the left-hand side of the slide at the moment, the standard format, and then some more. For example, you can have an image with some text next to it. So these on the left-hand side are all standard Amazon modules that, like I said, very, very easy for you to use. So what we do, which is kind of a little bit kind of moving away and adding value, you do have the option of designing all of these modules yourself and then uploading them. So you can customize them to reflect, you know, your brand colors, your all the, you know, the standard imagery, etc. So you do have the option to create these modules yourself with your graphic designer, etc., and upload them. And that's where it becomes really, really powerful, because this is just an extension of your branding, and you can really, really make an impact with, you know, for example, instead of a standard 3-image and text, here we created something that's custom designed. We're talking about a flashlight here. We're using our images. We're talking about the different settings you can use it. Similarly, a comparison chart here, the standard one. This again is for the same product. It's a flashlight. You know, here we're talking about the turbo, the high, the mid, the low power, and all those different parameters and how those are working. So what I'd like to do now is show you, if I can go to different screen now, I'm going to show you some examples of A+ content. Just to now I need to get to the top of this. Oops. The top panel, I can't get to the top of this. Right. Okay, I'm just going to open a new tab. Sorry, this was actually open, but I've got the panel at the top, so I can't go into it. Okay, so here I just want to show you some standard A+ content. So where is it on the listing? So this is a listing for a flashlight, and you've got your images, you've got your bullet points, and then we're looking at this on desktop at the moment. So you get to the bottom of your listing, and then here's your A+ content. So you can see how we've laid this out. We haven't used the standard modules. You can use the standard modules, but here, you know, this product is a flashlight that comes with a carry case. It comes with a rechargeable battery. It comes with a charging cable because it's USB rechargeable. So opening module will highlight the product, and we have the client's logo. This client wanted a very small logo. That was their choice. Normally we would have it larger. So you're just kind of introducing the product at this point, and then we start talking about the features of the product. So we're saying at high output, you're getting 190 meter beam throw. So this is a European listing, so everything is in meters rather than feet. We're saying that this is, it's easy to use. You can operate it with one tail button. You've got a nice grip so it doesn't slip. It's USB rechargeable. We're showcasing that. And this particular flashlight has 4 brightness settings. So what we've done here is we're showing the difference. So you can see this is the most powerful. Then you've got the next, then you've got the next, and then you've got the lowest. So this is a great way to communicate with the customer what they're going to get from this product. So if they can visualize, if it's on high power, it's going to really light up the porch, or if it's slightly lower, it's going to be a little bit less light. And then we like to have icons. Icons are very relatable. People can relate to them. So here, again, we have a lifestyle picture, which is part of, the whole thing is it's got to be relatable, and having human beings, having their faces in the images. Shoppers love that because they can relate to the product. So we're talking about the different features and benefits here, that it's lightweight, it's waterproof, it's drop resistant, etc. And then, we've got some more here, the different use cases. That's one of the important things that you can show. You can use it at home to check your fuse box, if you're outdoors at nighttime, or if you're in a car, your car breaks down or something for emergencies, it's great. And then this here is what I was talking about earlier, is the comparison chart. So here you can see, rather than using the standard module, we've got this one that we've designed, and we've just uploaded it so people can see what they're going to get at different power, how this product's going to perform. So that's standard A+ content. Now I'm going to show you, if I can do this without closing this. Okay. So this is what I was talking about earlier. This is the brand story. So this is a space where you can talk about the product, about the brand, how did we get our start. You can showcase products. These are all clickable images. So if you click on any one of these images, you will go straight to the listing. So this is, again, it's a great way to get more sales, and you should absolutely use this brand story space. It's such a waste not to use it. So now I'm going to show you premium A+ content. So can you see the difference? Like, the size of this module is taking up the entire width of the screen. So there are lots and lots of different features of premium A+ content, and this is one of them. So it is much larger, much more eye-catching, and especially 80% of people shopping on Amazon are doing it on their mobile phone, which is, as you know, it's a small screen. So having this premium A+ content means that it looks much bigger. It looks as big as it possibly can. So by having this premium A+ content, you can capture even more of people's attention and hopefully get their sales. So I'm just going to go through this and show you the way that we design A+ content. Is designed to lead your eye all the way down the listing and to tell a story. So visually, you can see how this is taking you on a story. It's talking to you about the product. you know, here we're talking about this, this side table, and here we've got little drop-in images telling you all the different uses it can have. Like I said, Premium A+ content is interactive, so you can actually have your video embedded in here. I'm not going to play the video right now. If I click on this button, it will play the video. I'm not going to play it right now because it's going to be quite loud. But then they've got these new features, which, as I said, are really interactive. So it's great. You have this scroller where you can just scroll. So rather than having static image, you can scroll through here and see all the different things about this product. You know, here it's saying that it's foldable, so it's space saving. You can see that. It's telling you you can use it as a nightstand. It's showing you that you can remove the tray and just use it as a tray, not as a table if you like. You can use it as a plant stand, and it's great as a drinks table. So this is Premium A+ content, which has moved on from standard A+ content. So like I said, you do need to have more products. You need to have more A+ content approved to qualify for this. It's great, but I think even just with regular A+ content, you know, this is still, you can see the difference, but this still does the job. I think it's still a great thing to have. So you should absolutely use A+ content if you're brand registered. Right, so we can hop back here. So this was the last slide I had here was just a comparison between the sort of features that you have with the basic and the premium. So I think we've already looked at those together. So so you can see some of that. I did notice, I was having a look earlier today to look at some products, and I just wanted to show you. So this is clearly a big brand. You know, you can see they've got nearly 9,500 reviews, and I'm often shocked by what people don't do with their listings. You know, you would expect this is a big seller, they must have amazing content, and I had a look, and when you get down to their A+ content, so you're allowed, you can use 7 modules even on the standard, and all this brand could come up with was this. So this is their A+ content. They just couldn't be bothered to do anymore, and it's hard to believe, but it just makes it even more, you know, it's just even clearer that as smaller sellers, having really good A+ content and just generally good quality content, it gives us credibility, it gives us authority, and it really gives us a much better chance of success. So I think it is, you know, don't always look at the bigger sellers, the bigger brands as your role models, because they're not always doing it that well, essentially. And there were some even worse listings that I saw. It was quite shocking. So that's you know, that's kind of most of what I wanted to show you. If there are any questions, I'd be happy to go through those.
I think it's cool how you were showing just like the standard, and then when you upgrade it, like when it's more professional. Can we review that one more time? The standard was in your slide, and then kind of showing. Yeah.
So this was the standard. The Amazon, they're like it's like a kit. You just slot your images in and you can put your text in there, which works fine. But I think if you make a little bit more effort and you custom design it, it just is a lot more powerful.
I agree. I started like that. Like the first time I ever was doing my A+ content, when I was in my first brand registry, I was like, okay, I'm in brand registry. I need to do this. And that's exactly what you're showing with the dogs is exactly what I did with my products. And that was fine. And then I graduated to, better looking, more custom design. And then you showed an example, and going from standard, your example of, and I think it's one your company did, but it really is impressive of kind of what you can do. And I can totally see why it would increase conversion.
Yeah. So the one with so the ones that I showed you, the table and the flashlight, those are listings that we created. So yeah, you can do a lot. Definitely.
Yeah. That's beautiful.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, premium became available last summer to sort of the rest of us, not just the really huge brands. And yeah, there was a lot of talk about, oh, what do you have to do to qualify, but yeah, I was thrilled to see that I could have premium A+ content. The modules are so much bigger, they take up the whole page, and also that sort of interactive nature of it. It's all about engaging the shopper and keeping them on the listing more. If there's something they can click and scroll or interact with, they're just going to be that much more likely to buy the product.
Yeah, I agree. That's a great point, because they get to interact with it through the images. And we have a couple comments in the chat. I can read them. Arvel says, it's nice to know you can come out of the gate and have better content than the major. Yes, that's a good point, Arvel. You can compete with the major brands like you were showing with the pot.
Yeah.
And then Lena says, building from the ground up, does that mean you would build the entire store from scratch? I've been working on my store for a while and keep going in circles.
Yes, so we can do, we can build a store, we can build a listing, so we can do all of those things, and we do for our clients. So some of our clients have got off Amazon websites as well, like a Shopify website. So we at the moment we're sort of revamping that as well. And you can use the same content across the two, your images and everything you will share. But yeah, we get to know the brands and the product to understand it, and we go from there. So there's a lot of kind of research and learning that happens every time you work on a product. Yeah. Brand registry, is it on Amazon? No, it's not the same. Well, your trademark, you can be brand registered before your trademark is approved. So whilst your trademark is in process, you can still get brand registry, if that was the question. Yeah.
Yeah, and just to add that, so it used to be that you had to have your trademark, and then the moment you had your trademark, your brand registry would be approved typically, along with a few other things. And then Amazon changed the process a little bit so that as long as you can show that your trademark is in process, they also have some certain partners that they're kind of like approved partners, but you can get it. So, but yeah, you have to go through the whole process through Amazon to make sure you get your make sure that you get access to, again, I'm used to calling it enhanced brand content, but get brand registry so you can get your A+. And of course, brand registry gives you different things or additional things besides just the A+. So things like Amazon posts and Amazon Live and a slew of other things. Basically, Amazon wants to create a strong incentive to have like legitimate brands on the platform that aren't fraudulent and everything else. So, they know if you can at least go through the hoop, especially in the US, towards a trademark, that that you're going to be a legit brand. And so they're going to reward you for that.
Yeah, definitely. It is very much sort of encouraged. And as you were saying, Jamie, there are lots of benefits. Now you've also got brand analytics. You can also do mail shots to your followers. Once you have your Amazon store, you can start building your following. And what happens is, at the moment, it's, you can only, I think you have to have 1,000 followers, and then it opens up a bit. But up until that point, you can actually, via Amazon, of course, you're not allowed to have their details, but via the Amazon platform, you can do mail shots to your followers. Say you have a new product, you can do mail shots, say, come and have a look, new product. There are lots and lots of benefits. And with brand analytics, you can get some really amazing information about, the keywords that people are using to search for your product, what you're converting for, lots and lots of benefits. So definitely worth being brand registered. Questions? Yeah.
All right. Arvel says, once a new client launches and has some sales and growing, can you help improve on the listing once they have more data on the listing? If so, when would be a good time to add better content?
I think you need to constantly be reviewing your content. Always keep an eye on your reviews, keep an eye on your PPC, the keywords that you're converting for. So keywords change, search volumes change, what people are using to search for your product changes. So you always need to be keeping an eye on your PPC and on your brand analytics and reviewing the keywords that should be in your listing, and just constantly be aware of that. But other things to be aware of as well is look at your reviews and what people are saying. They could be positive or they could be negative, and you may find that you need to adjust your listing in line with that. For example, I had a product that was a watering can. It was a really rustic metal watering can, and we actually had little tags attached to them that said to empty it out when it's not in use so it wouldn't rust. But we still got reviews from people saying that it rusted, and it was awful. But we then made sure that we added that into our bullet points and said, please be aware that this product should not be kept filled with water when it's not in use. So you review that. And then we had another product that's a vase, and so we had, for illustration purposes, we had it shown with flowers, and then we got a few really narky reviews of people saying, I received it, but there are no flowers, they're lying. And so we added in some bullet points to say, please be aware that the flowers are only for illustration. The vase comes without the flowers. So you're always got to be reviewing and updating your listings. So, but to answer your question, I guess maybe just do like a bit more of an in-depth audit every 3 months or so, just to make sure you're not missing anything.
Yeah, that's a good point. I always tried to update even my keywords every 3 months. And I don't know why, but like every 2.5 months, I'm like, I need to move some keywords around.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, with the algorithm, as Joey, it's like you don't want to spook it. You don't want to do anything drastic. It's just incremental changes gradually. So if you go in and suddenly you just change everything, then you could have problems. But also the other reason that you don't want to change everything all at once is because you want to be able to track what's happening. So if you suddenly, you know, at the same time, if you change your title and you change your images, let's say the result is that your sales have gone up, you won't necessarily know whether that was because of your images or your title. So when you're making changes, always do them separately and then allow a little bit more time just to see what the impact of that change was before you make other changes. Similarly, you know, if you want to maybe sell a bit more, you reduce your price, don't change anything else, just change the price and wait and see what happens. But don't go and change your title or your images or something else all at the same time as well.
Yeah, that's a good point. You have to single out the variables and then also watch if it's like a holiday weekend or when you changed it and what else was going on. And I might mark everything on a little calendar.
Yes.
And not my digital calendar. Like I like write it down on this like little desk calendar I have, anything I do on my Amazon account, because I can just like look back to track it. So that's good advice that you just gave.
Yeah, definitely. So we've got once a new client launches and has some sales and growing. Yeah, and then sounds like the magic is all in the details and being aware of all things. Yes, definitely. And also just you have to be like a hawk watching your listings. I mean, use your tools to track, use your keyword tracker just to see where you are with your rankings. Just constantly watch those metrics, because you know, for no reason at all, suddenly you can find that your rankings are going down and you think, I haven't changed anything, why is that? So you know, always watch all of those metrics. So Lena's saying, what's the best way to contact me? Joey, will you guys share that information?
Yes, I have that right here. Great question, Lena. I love it. Here you go. Yeah, so here is funny looking link that I just took. But anyways, we're sharing this privately anyway, just with our group. So the link is in the chat. And yeah, that goes directly to your website and you can reach out through there. And yeah, I love getting lost through your website as well. Well, thank you so much. If we have any more questions, please put them in the chat. I know we're kind of getting to our hour mark.
It's good. Of course, you guys reach out through Voxer, in our coaching program, anytime for any direct help. We can get you in contact with Fatos as well.
Yeah.
Are you coming to any events this year? Are you going to Prosper or anything? Or
I am. Yes, I will see you guys there.
Very cool.
Yeah, so meet again in Vegas. I love it.
I know. I can't wait. It's less than a month now. Yeah, less than a month.
Oh,
yep.
It comes around really quickly.
Yeah, Kathleen says great content. Thanks all. Arvel, thank you. Joey and Jamie.
Thank you.
Thank you, Fatos. Yemi says, yeah, so great stuff. And of course, if any of you guys are going to Prosper, that's one of the biggest events of the year. I'm not going to say there's plenty of events during the course of the year that are valuable, but if you happen to go, Joey, myself, Fatos, we will, the three of us will be there and more, but it's just probably the biggest industry event in terms of the most people come and network and all the different vendors and everything else. So just FYI, we will be there. So we always love meeting in person as well.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I hope everybody enjoyed that and found it helpful. I know some are still in the earlier stages of their Amazon journey, so I'm hoping that the content will help a little bit.
Very good. And Arvella asked about the events. Yeah, we're happy to get you info. Some events, they give us a little discount or something. We can look into it, but between Joey and myself, we can definitely point you guys to help with any events and give you guys a look ahead of other events we're going to, or just what events exist on the year. Suzanne Deans, very helpful. Thanks so much. Arvel, cool.
Thank you, guys.
It was great. Yes, thank you. Hey,
Yeah.
awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, great work. And we will, this recording too, we will be adding it to the membership area too for you guys to review, and you guys can check it out there as well. Yeah, Timothy, really enjoyed this. Awesome. All right, great stuff. Everyone seemed to get a ton of value out of this, so definitely appreciate it. Fatos, we look forward to seeing you in less than a month.
Yes. So just stop the share now. Yeah. No.
All right.
Lovely. I'm looking forward to seeing you, and thank you for having me on.
Yes, thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you. And I will see you on Friday, Joey.
Yes. You're going to be on the Fearless Sellers podcast on Friday. I'm looking forward to it. We'll have a casual, super fun conversation.
Sounds good. Have a lovely
That-
evening.
That's a big deal. All right. Awesome. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.
Bye, y'all. Everyone have a good week. Hit us up on Voxer. I want to know what everyone's up to.